Okay, so we are going to do a class for coughs and colds and flu and all these kind of respiratory infections. So we're going to begin seated and we're going to take a mudra. So a mudra is a hand gesture. So like with our feet, there's different pressure points on our hands. And in Indian philosophy and yoga philosophy, they believe that the different hand gestures can relieve different ailments within our bodies. So all the fingers are related to a different element. And it's very interesting. We won't go into it too much today. So what we're going to do, we're going to take your index finger, which is your pointer. We're just going to curl that in and just tuck it just underneath your thumb like this. Basically, we're making a little shadow doggy. So then we're taking the middle finger and the thumb and keeping the other two fingers poking up like this. So this is called Fail. Brahmara mudra. Excuse my terrible pronunciation. Brahmara mudra is not actually that difficult, and this is good for respiratory complaints and boosting the immune system after you've had a respiratory infection or something like this. So let's begin seated. You're already there, and we're just going to take the mudra with our hands. So just resting your hands on your knees. Finding a nice comfortable position. So sitting on your blanket just to help you to sit nice and upright. So this is obviously probably really new to a lot of your hands. So my left hand, I can really feel this in my index finger. So just be mindful of how your hands feel, and if you do need to kind of move your hands around and come back in as ever with anything in yoga, if it doesn't feel comfortable, have a move and make sure that you feel as comfortable as you can. So just pop your eyes closed if you're comfortable with that, otherwise looking at something just on the ground in front of you. And we'll just begin by taking a scan through the body. So starting at the top of the head, just scanning through the forehead and the eyebrows, imagining a wave of relaxation being poured down over your head, just traveling over the muscles in the face, sides of the eyes relaxing, and the cheeks relaxing down into the jaw, into the shoulders, down the arms, into the hands. Even with your hands in that mudra position, just relax your arms. So making your way down the spine, just being aware of the sensations in your body, being aware for tension. So if you find anywhere that feels tight, you just tighten the muscles up in the area and just ask them to relax. So bringing the awareness now to the hips, just let them feel really nice and heavy on the ground. So maybe you can imagine like a sinking sensation. Your hips sink down into the mat. Just being aware of the parts of your body that are touching the ground. Relaxing the inner thighs, the knees, the ankles. Let's just start to deepen into the breath. So inhaling in through the nose. Just feeling the sensation of the breath in the nostrils. And just gradually taking the breath deeper into the body. So next inhale coming into the nasal cavity. So feeling the sensations of the breath in the nose. Next inhale coming deeper, inhaling into the nose, into the back of the nasal cavity and into the throat. So start to feel the breath as it moves into the neck and the throat. Just being aware of the sensations you can feel. Next inhale making its way into your windpipe. Watching the breath from the nose all the way to the windpipe. And see if you can focus really hard at where the breath splits into each of your lungs. Taking some nice long full inhales and exhales now. So you can get your inhales to 6 seconds And your exhales to 6 seconds. Just being aware of your thoughts, being aware of any tension that might have rebuilt up in your body. Every time your mind wanders, try and bring it back into your breath. So yoga is really the art of a single focus, focus on one single thing, be that a mudra or your breath or a stretch. So it's always coming back to that single pointed focus. So we're going to transition into some pranayama. We're going to take alternate nostril breathing. So it's up to you if you would like to keep the Baramara mudra with the left hand, or if you'd like to release your hand and just bring it on your lap. We're going to take the right hand, take the middle finger and the ring finger and just place it on the third eye center. So the index finger we just have tucked in. This is not good. This is going to stay floating. We're not going to attach it to the body. So taking the thumb and blocking the right nostril, take a big inhale in through the left. Let as much as you can, and exhale. So taking full inhales and exhales. Using your diaphragm to squeeze the last of the air out and swapping to the right. Try and stay connected to these nice long inhales and exhales. Just swapping. We want to do 10 breaths in total. In your own time. Stay focused on your breath. So when we have a cough or a cold, it's kind of the thing that we reach for, things to actually stop us from coughing. But a lot of the time what we actually need is for the mucus and the infection to find its way out of our bodies. So as you're taking these long inhales and exhales, if you do have a cough or a cold, if you need to cough, then obviously just allow the excess mucus to leave your body. In the stretch in the lungs as you inhale. When you get to your 10th exhale, bring your hand back down to your lap so I can see that we're all together. But take your time with your breaths. If you've lost count, come back to the last one that you remember. We're going to take another pranayama. Just talk you through it. It's a new one that we haven't done before. This one is called Kapalabhati. And this one again is focusing on the exhale. So we take one big long inhale in, and then we push out air in small exhales. This one is good for eliminating waste from the body, so be it excess carbon dioxide that can make us feel quite tired, or if we have a chest infection or something like this, it can help to stimulate the movement of phlegm and nastiness that we need to get out of our bodies. So it does take some time to get used to. We're going to do 3 rounds of breath. So bring your right hand now just onto your tummy. Take a big breath in through the stomach into your belly. Sorry, there's still a couple of people still doing their original pranayama. So stay connected to your own breath if you're still there. Otherwise, taking a nice big inhale into the tummy. Focusing on the exhale, just through the nose. So feeling your belly button moving back in towards you as you so as if you're like trying to blow a candle out on a cake. You want to really exhale hard and just focus on the exhale. When you get to the point that you feel like you need to breathe in, just breathe all the air out and then inhale and start again. So with the hand on the belly, you want to feel the hand moving as your diaphragm pushes in. We're all kind of going at different rates. So when you've done your 5 breaths, just all meet in a forward fold. So I'm going to do my last round now. We're all at different rates. You should really feel your tummy muscles working actually after doing this. So just stretching your legs out in front with a nice generous bend to the knees. Sitting up nice and tall and just starting to fold forward. So depending on how open the backs of the legs are, you might want to bring the legs closer to straight. You might want to keep them really bent, but really supporting your body and just bringing your chin to your chest. Feeling that stretch down the whole of the back of the body. So if you don't feel this in your spine, try bending your knees a little bit more. And just you can rock side to side. Maybe you want to inhale and lift and lengthen and exhale, fold. And maybe you want to really cup your hands just to the back of your head and just gently pull. Just to get a bit more of a release from your neck. Staying connected to the 6-second inhales and 6-second exhales. Try to stay connected to your breath. So as I said, when your mind wanders, which it will, we're kind of programmed for our minds to wander, come back to your breath. So it's always important to acknowledge the mind wandering. Acknowledge it, acknowledge where your mind wandered to, and then come back to your breath. So let's all together take a nice big inhale as we lengthen through the spine. So maybe bringing the legs a little bit closer towards straight. Lengthen the spine and exhale, folding from the hips, start to come forward. So taking a bit more of a stretch from the back of the legs. So if your legs are tight, then obviously keep the knees with a bend. Just bring your awareness in. So notice where you're feeling the stretch. Notice the sensations in your body. Also noticing other areas that have tightened up as you're stretching. So your jaw, maybe your chest. Just being aware. We're all going to transition into a box position. So whenever you're ready, coming around onto all fours. The hands underneath the shoulders. And the knees underneath the hips. So spread your fingers nice and wide. You can kind of rock side to side here and forwards and back. Just feeling the muscles in the wrists starting to wake up. Just being aware of where your gaze is. So if you just kind of let go of your neck completely and you're looking back at your knees, try and keep your neck in alignment with the rest of the spine. So on the inhale, let's come back to a more central position. So keep pressing your fingertips and your knuckles down. On the inhale, drop the belly down and just bring your chest through. So inhale, looking up, feeling the compression in the back of the body and a stretch in the front. And exhale to round your spine. So see if you can make these movements last 6 seconds for the inhale, 6 seconds of the exhale. So we're matching the breath and the movement together. Maybe pop your eyes closed so you can really zone in on these movements and really feel them in your body. Keep trying to draw your shoulders away from your ears. Inhale and stretch in the front of the body. Exhaling round in the spine and squeezing and pushing the air out. Do another 3. So 3 inhales and exhales. Thinking about how you can make the alignment or the stretch better for each inhale and each exhale. Maybe really tucking your chin to your chest, really pulling your shoulders back, using your arm strength to pull your chest through a little bit more maybe. The last inhale and exhale here. So use your exhale to find a flat back position. So somewhere in between cat and cow, nice and long through the back of the neck. We're going to take a twist. So using the right hand, inhaling, moving first the shoulders instead of opening to the side like this, taking the shoulder, the elbow, and then the wrist. Just to get a nice twist. From here, we're just going to take a stretch for the shoulders and for the neck. So see if you can reach around with that arm, grab hold of your t-shirt, your jumper, or maybe you can grab hold of your hip. So wherever you are, just get a good grip. And then gently, if your neck is feeling good today, gently just bring in the left ear to the left shoulder and just have a nice neck release there. So close your eyes if it feels good. Keep breathing, 6 seconds in and 6 seconds out. Being aware of where you're feeling the stretch there. So our next inhale, lifting the arm back up, so unbinding, stretch it up. And exhale, thread the needle, so reaching as far under as you can. With that right arm, stretch, stretch, stretch. The shoulder and the ear comes down, keeping the hips high. So with the left hand, you can keep it in front of your face. You can use it to push gently, just to open your shoulders a bit more into a twist. You can reach above your head in like a kind of half a puppy dog, or you can do the bind that we did on all fours, just bringing the arm behind, grabbing your jumper, t-shirt, or the inside of the thigh, just depending on how you're feeling today. There's lots of options. Try and make sure that your neck is nice and long. Just noticing where you feel the stretch. Six seconds in, 6 seconds out. And your mind wanders, just acknowledge that it's wandered and come back to your breath. Okay, so if your hand is moved away from in front of your face, just bring that left hand back in front of your face. So we can inhale, twist and stretch. And then exhale, bring the hand back down. So straight away, next inhale, inhaling the left hand up, taking the stretch on all fours. So maybe this is actually all right for you and you just want to stay there. Otherwise, rotating the hand round, grabbing hold of your t-shirt, or see if you can grab your inner thigh. So nice and open through that shoulder. Maybe this is enough. Maybe you want a bit more. You can just bring your right ear towards your right shoulder. And just feeling that stretch. This is so intense for me because my neck has been very tight the past few days. But it's a really great stretch. Really feel it in my shoulders as well. So let's inhale. Let go of whatever you found with. Reach the arm up. Big inhale and exhale, reaching all the way underneath. Shoulder and ear comes down. And again, you might have the right hand in front of your face. Maybe you want to lengthen it out in front of you. Maybe binding with your thigh or grabbing hold of your jumper. Just being aware where you can feel the stretch. Bring your awareness to your spine, just feeling the stretch in the back of the body. Double checking your neck is nice and long here. 6 seconds in, 6 seconds out. The breath. Keep coming back in. So if you've moved that hand anywhere, bring it back so it's in front of your face. Pushing into the ground, inhale, twist. And exhale, hands coming down. So we're going to take full puppy dog. So full puppy dog, if you bring your hands to about the distance of your yoga mat. From here, you can bring your forehead down, so keeping the hips nice and high. So it's kind of like a child's pose with your butt up high. So maybe bring your forehead down. So this might be enough of a stretch for you here. Just hold it for a few moments and see how it feels. Notice where you can feel the stretch. And notice as you inhale how you will rise, and as you exhale, you will deepen. So we can really use our breath to deepen into the stretch. So after we've held it for a few moments, if you feel like you do want a little bit more, and if your neck is okay, you can bring your chin down. So this is a big flexion of the neck. So do be careful if it doesn't feel good. Come back to your forehead, but just notice your breath rising and falling. You might be able to get your chest down onto the mat. See how it feels. Taking a few breaths here. Staying connected to your breath. Hold another 3 or 4 breaths, so maybe see if you can go deeper. Maybe you need to come out. Just be aware of what's going on in your body. Being aware of your thoughts, being aware of tension. So to come out of this one, I could stay here all day, but let's not. So maybe push yourself forwards to your forearms so you can get your chin up off the ground. Then move your arms back in. So we're going to take a child's pose. So if child's pose doesn't feel comfortable for you, remember you've got your blanket. You can bring underneath your ankles. You can pop on your ankles to sit down on. There's loads of different options. We're going to keep the knees together and the feet parallel. Bring the arms alongside the body and just pop your forehead down on the yoga mat. Just feel the back of the neck lengthening. Just letting your shoulders just kind of fall forwards here. Coming back to your breath. So notice as your belly can't drop, notice that the breath will make its way more to the back of your body. So maybe feeling the breath traveling along the spine. If you have any tension in your forehead, maybe you can rock your forehead side to side. Just release your jaw, let your tongue rest on the bottom of your mouth. Okay, so we're going to transition again. So whenever you're ready, just reaching the arms out in front of you. We're going to come up into a plank, but it's just a transition. So if you're not feeling planks today, lower yourself down onto your front. Otherwise, if you do want to do a little bit of strengthening, we're just going to hold plank for about 6 breaths. So like I say, if you want to hold for 1 breath or 2 breaths or no breaths, just do whatever feels right for you today. So keep focused. Focus on your hands on the ground. Focus on really pressing through your knuckles and your fingertips. Focus on your breathing. So bring in your heels back towards the back of the room as you engage your quads, engage your glutes. So let's take 1 inhale, exhale, let's lower down. So maybe knees, chin, chest, really lowering all the way down. And just turn your head to the side, bring your arms alongside your body, just listen to your heart beating and feel your breath. So after that plank, we have a little bit of a higher heart rate. Feel your breath. So whichever side of your head you have on the ground, we're just going to turn to the opposite side. So the opposite ear comes down, just to even our bodies up. Maybe draw an outline of your body on the ground here. So relaxing, laying on your front now. Okay. So bring your forehead down onto your mat. We're going to do some work for our backs. So palms face down. Push the tops of the feet into the floor and engage the knees, engage your quads. On the inhale, we're just going to lift the chest up. And exhale to come back. So 6-second inhale, 6-second exhale, nice slow movements. Inhale and lift. So maybe popping your eyes closed and just feeling where in your back. Feel this. If you want a little bit more, you can roll your shoulders back, squeeze your shoulders together and lift your hands up off the floor. Inhale and reach for your feet. Stay connected to your breath. Keep pushing the tops of the feet into the ground and lifting through the knees. Inhale in to lift. Exhale to come back down. So just keeping an eye on your neck. Make sure that you're not poking your chin up. So we want the neck to be nice and long in alignment with the spine. So if you want a bit more, we can add a chest expansion. So interlacing your fingers, pressing your fingertips into the back of your hands. Inhaling and lifting. Exhale down. Wherever you are, let's just do another 4. So wherever you are, let's hold it. This next one is to keep breathing. Really feeling your low back working here. Inhale, lift a bit higher if you can. So if you're holding onto your hands, release them, bring them into a capital T, and lower everything down onto your front. The left arm can come underneath the left shoulder. You're going to bend the left knee, roll it across the body, and step the foot behind the hips. So taking a stretch for the front of the shoulder here. A little bit of a stretch for the hip as well. Keep breathing. Stay connected to your breath. If your mind wanders, just acknowledge that your mind has wandered and come back to your breath. Let's come back to center. Swap the arms. So left arm comes out. Right hand comes back underneath the shoulder. Pushing yourself over, just stepping that right foot behind the hip. Feeling the stretch in the hip, and the shoulder, and the chest. Go back into center. Give your hips a little wiggle. You're going to push up and come back to child's pose. So it's up to you. You can keep your knees together. Sit into your heels if you want to stretch your back. If you want more of a hip stretch, bring the toes to touch and bring the knees wide. Just resting your body down. So make sure that your tailbone is in contact with your heels. And then from there, if your forehead doesn't touch the ground, you can stack your hands or your fists just to give you a bit of height. So we've got a really nice, long, extended spine here. So you can either stay in child's pose if that feels really good. Otherwise, we're just going to take a standing forward fold. So it's up to you which one feels best. So child's pose or tucking the toes. So coming to your knees, tucking your toes, keeping your knees generously bent. So just holding on to your forearms, your elbows, sorry. Maybe swaying side to side, but just releasing your back, just letting your body dangle, just letting gravity stretch the back of your body, letting gravity help any mucus or nastiness find its way up and out. So nice inversion here. You can hold on to your elbows, you can rest the backs of the hands on the ground, you can come into a chest expansion if you come to standing. Interlace the fingers as we did on our fronts. push down and away, and bend your knees a lot and come back into ragdoll with chest expansion. So see what feels good. There's so many options here. Maybe you want to interlace your fingers like a chest expansion, but just put them on the back of the skull, and just hold, and just aid your neck and release them a little bit more. So just seeing what works for you today. There's heaps of options. Obviously, child's pose is also another option. I always feel like my forehead on the ground and I have congestion in my head. Feels really great. So go with what works for you. And whenever you're ready, just bring your hands down onto the ground. Come onto your tiptoes, releasing your knees back to the floor. And let's just take another child's pose, this time with the knees together. We'll take rabbit from here. So rounding your spine and bringing your forehead in front of your knees. So like the crown of your head is going to come down to the ground. Keep holding onto your heels. As you inhale, just lift your hips up towards the ceiling. Keep the connection of your hands on your heels and keep pulling your shoulders away from your ears. There's a nice stretch for the back of the body here. Keep breathing. Whenever you're ready to come out of that, just resting your hips back down. It's a really lovely stretch for the back of the body and for the shoulders there. When you're ready to transition to the next stretch, if you want to stay in rabbit a bit longer, then obviously you're welcome to stay on whatever stretches work for you best for as long as you like. Do some stuff for our hips now. So bring the feet together, let the knees come open wide, and let your feet kind of, don't press your toes together. Press your toes together, your knees will rise. You want your knees to come down towards the ground so we get some openness through the inner thighs. Just pushing your knees down towards the ground. You can gently use your hands just to push here. You can lift and lower the knees in butterfly. See what feels nice. Trying to keep the spine nice and upright. Maybe you want to take a forward fold. Maybe you're folding forwards with your spine nice and straight. Feeling the stretch in the hips. So you might stay up quite high. You might be able to come quite low. Depends on how flexible your hips are feeling. And as long as you're feeling the stretch, it really doesn't matter where you find yourself position-wise, as long as it feels good and you're not putting any pressure on your body. Come back up to a seat. Bring your legs out in front of you. Give them a little wiggle. Take another forward fold. We're going to come down onto our backs, just some stretches to the hips. So sit up nice and tall. Feel the hip bones and start to fold forward from the hips. So try and avoid rounding the top of your body to get there. Try and take as much of this from the hips as you can, and then you can round your spine, achieve lots of depth. So remember, you can bend your knees as much as you need to here. Maybe you want more of a stretch for your hamstrings. Maybe you want more of a stretch for the spine. Maybe you want to just post your arms under your legs so you can kind of support your whole body here. See what feels good. There's lots of options. Staying connected to your breath. So 6-second inhale and 6-second exhale. So wherever you are, let's reach your hands up. Inhale. And exhale to lay down onto your back. So to bring your chin to your chin. Bring your belly button to your spine. Nice and slowly start to lay yourselves down on your backs. Remember, you can pop your elbows down if you need to. Bring your knees into your chest. So draw in circles each way with your knees, just to release any tension in the hips and the low back. Take those circles the opposite way. Okay, so let's bring the left foot to the ground. Keep the knee facing up. We're going to pop the right ankle onto the left knee. And slowly and mindfully start to bring the left knee in towards your chest. So you can reach through the gap, hold behind the knee or in front of the shin. Again, trying to keep that right knee going out towards the right instead of rolling in towards your chest. So try to keep that right knee at a right angle. Popping the eyes closed. Just checking in with your body, checking in with anywhere maybe that's tensed up or anywhere we've lost your alignment. So maybe your shoulders or your jaw or your forehead, just checking in, being aware of the areas of your body that habitually hold tension. Staying connected to your breath here as well. So just being aware of the sensations you can feel as you stretch. Thinking of that single pointed focus, so the sensations that you're feeling, maybe they're your single pointed focus. So releasing the grip on the left knee, bringing the right leg as though you want to cross your legs. So bring it underneath and bringing your foot towards your butt. So with the left hand, see if you can grab hold of your foot. If you can't grab your foot, or if this doesn't feel comfortable, then you can just hug. If this doesn't feel good, just hug the left knee in with the right leg straight. Otherwise, the right foot close to your butt, holding on to your foot. And then with the right hand, you can just draw that left knee in. So it's quite an intense stretch in some places. Remember that you are in control of the stretch. And if it doesn't feel good, you can just release and relax. Just being aware of where you're feeling the stretch. Being aware of areas in your body that have maybe tensed up. Being aware of your thoughts. Being aware of your breath. So coming back into awareness. We're going to transition into a twist from here. So you can keep the grip on your foot if you'd like to try a bit of a different one. And just roll that left knee across the body as though we were just doing a normal spinal twist. So this is kind of like, it's called cat pulling its tail. So keeping hold of the foot underneath. That might feel amazing. If it doesn't feel great, then just release the grip on the foot. Bring the arm out and just bring the knees into a normal spinal twist. So just see what works for you. So both shoulders down on the mat. Maybe picking your shoulders or your hips up just to make sure that you're as comfortable as you can be. 6-second inhale and 6-second exhale. Releasing the grip on whatever part of your body you have the grip on. Inhaling up to center. Pop the right foot on the floor. And cross the left ankle over the right knee, just taking those stretches on the other side. So just drawing the right knee in towards you, as comfortably far as it will go. So as long as it's comfortable. There might be an element of discomfort, which is normal, but pain is a big no-no. So if you are feeling pain, you need to back off. Discomfort is a nice single pointed focus for us to actually bring our awareness on. I think a lot of the time we feel like discomfort is something that you want to focus through and focus your awareness away from. But sometimes it's a really great thing to focus on. To get the whole of our minds focused in one place. So you might want to stay in reclined pigeon for a little while longer. Otherwise, we can take deer. So taking the left leg, unraveling it, bringing it as though you wanted to cross your legs. So bringing the foot towards your butt. The right hand can grab the foot if you can reach. Otherwise, just enjoy it in the stretch. Again, if this doesn't work for you and if this feels awful, then just lengthen the left leg out and draw the right knee in. Always just focusing on your breath, trying to push that left knee down just to increase the sensation, the stretch. Noticing where you can feel the stretch. Noticing how this side of your body is different to the other, bringing your awareness to the other points of your body as well and making sure that they're really nice and relaxed. Just a few more breaths here, trying to keep the awareness in and around your body, focusing in on the breath. And we're going to transition into a twist. So maybe keeping the connection of your hand on that left foot and rolling the right knee over to the left to come into this kind of twist variation. This will either feel amazing or it won't feel good at all. If it doesn't feel good, then just let go of the left foot, bring the right arm out, bring the knees so you can stack them or stagger, depending on how you feel. Just focusing in on your breath, letting your body feel nice and heavy on the floor. So using the next inhale, just to release the grip on a knee or a foot or wherever you might be holding on and bring the knees back into center. Just take a few moments here. You can rock side to side, maybe lifting head and shoulders up towards your knees. We're going to make our way back up to a seat. So you'll probably want to roll over onto your side, maybe rolling to your left side and then gently pushing yourselves up. So it's still quite light outside. So for the full effect of a candle gazing, you'd like it to be in a dark room, and it doesn't mean that it's not going to work. I know that the room on the camera looks a lot lighter than it actually is here. So that's it. You can wrap your blankets on. That's it. If you feel like you might get cold, then obviously pop on some layers. Make sure that you're nice and comfortable. I'm sitting on my blanket because it helps me to sit nice and upright. But let's light our candles. So any candle will do. We just want to have the flame. You want to put the flame about 2 feet away from you so you can stare at it nice and easily. So finding yourself as comfortable as you can. Like I say, we're going to sit here for around 5 minutes, maybe just under. If at any point during this meditation you start to feel feelings of pain in your legs or your hips, then listen to those sensations and move yourself and come back in. Because obviously our bodies give us some signals sometimes and we don't listen to them. So, okay. So with the eyes open, just going to stare at the flame of the candle. So the idea is that we stare and we don't blink. So as soon as I say don't blink, the one thing I want to do more than anything in the world is blink. But really trying to keep the focus just on the candle, trying to keep the eyes open. Your eyes will water. If you need to blink, then obviously just blink, but trying to stare at the flame for as long as you can. Trying to keep focused on your breath. Mind wanders, just come back to your breath. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes. We've got the eyes closed. Just exhaling and see shadow, the memory of the candle in your eyes, staring at the light. So we're going to finish with another pranayama. It's called humming bee. It's a very simple one. Just put your fingers in your ears, elbows nice and wide. We're just going to hum 3 times. It's nice and simple. Just take a nice big inhale in through your nose, fill up as much as you can. Put the fingers into your ears and hum. Just feeling that resonance, the sound inside your head. So maybe let's blow out our candles. So keeping the memory of the imagery of the candle and also the resonance of the humming bee in mind. Blow your candles out. Let's find our way to our Savasana. So taking your blankets, making sure you're nice and warm. If there is any more stretches or anything that you feel like your body needs before you can fully relax, and take those stretches now. And again, just make sure that you blow your candles out. Health and safety purposes, you don't want to you know, you don't need to say. So bring your feet to about the distance of the mat. Lay yourselves down. Just take a moment just to scan through your body and just check See if you're as comfortable as you can be. If not, move yourselves. You can pick your shoulders up. You can grab a pillow, pop it behind your head. Maybe put something underneath your knees to just to lift your knees up. Alternatively, you can bring your feet to the distance of the mat and roll your knees into center. Like to release your back. So take a nice big inhale in through the nose, filling up into the belly, up into the chest. Hold the breath at the top. Sip a bit more air in. And exhale through your mouth. So 2 more of these. Inhale fully into your belly, up into your chest. Hold the breath at the top. And as you exhale, just allow your body to sink into your mat. And one more time, big inhale. Sip a bit more air in and release. Just let yourself sink down into your yoga mat. So bringing your awareness to the points of your body that are touching the mat, the back of the head, the shoulders, let them feel really nice and heavy. Bringing the awareness down into the hips and just really allowing the hips to feel so heavy on the ground, just feeling the muscles around the thighs starting to release, scanning through the legs, feeling the weight of the body in the heels. See if you can bring your awareness through each of your toes individually. So maybe starting in the left toe, left little toe, and making your way to the big toe with your awareness. To the right. Just imagining a big beam of white light coming down into the top of your head, going all the way through your body and out through the bottom of your feet. Big white light of energy from the universe coming into your body. So imagine it's going all the way through, just with it taking any negative energy that you don't need. Just maybe imagining black smoke or sludge and this white energy swirling through it and taking it all out through the bottom of your body. So I quite like to inhale and imagine I'm inhaling through the top of my head, right down into my pelvis, and then exhale, imagine I'm exhaling through my feet and feeling this wave of energy, inhaling through the top of the head and then exhaling through the feet. So trying to stay in your bodies with your awareness, trying not to let your mind wander. So as and when your mind wanders, just bring it back to your breath. This white light coming in through the top of your head, up to the bottom of your feet. Just preparing to send reiki healing now. So setting an intention to receive, being aware of any sensations you feel in your body. And maybe with your mind, if there are any sensations that you feel, maybe try to enhance the feeling. You can bring your awareness there and just observe. See what you can feel. Observing your breath, observing your thoughts, observing when your mind wanders and where it wanders to. Acknowledging this, bringing it back into your body. to do anything that you're lucky to just start to deepen into your breath, being aware of the breath moving. Be gently moving your fingers and your toes. Be bringing your palms so that they're face down on the ground, popping your feet, bending your knees, bring your feet flat to the floor, and just imagining roots growing from your hands and from your feet, so just feeling your connection with the earth, feeling the points of your body that are in contact with the ground, just letting them feel really nice and heavy. Grounding back into your bodies. Just taking your time to bring yourselves to a seated position. But take your time, so you might want to stay laying on your back for a little while longer. So if you're feeling really relaxed, really taking your time. Oh, wow. So lovely seeing all these little blanket monsters just rising from their Savasanas. So bring your hands to your heart center. So pressing your thumbs against your sternum, and let's just finish the class with some gratitude and just giving thanks for everything, the room that you are sitting in, the yoga mat that you're sitting on, the blanket that you've wrapped around yourself, the 3 wonderful things that you have. I'm really grateful for right now. I'd just like to extend my gratitude to you guys for coming and joining me and for making these classes possible and so much fun. So thank you so much. So from my heart to your heart, super gratitude vibes coming your way. And let's all together, let's inhale and reach up and have a really big stretch. Stretching your fingertips up, and exhale, bring your hands back down to your heart center. Same again, inhale, reach up. Big stretch, and then exhale, bring it back down. This last one, we're gonna open mouth, exhale, bring the arms all the way around. So inhale, reach up. Exhale, stretch, open mouth, exhale. All the way around. Bring your hands back to your heart center, and thank you all so much for joining me. I lit my candle. I thought it was actually going to make a difference to lighting in the room, but it hasn't. So here we are. So I hope that was okay for you. I hope any lots of nasty cough and coldy phlegmy stuff came up. Pretty gross, but you know, it's better out than in. So for everybody on the recording, thank you so much for joining me too. My gratitude extends to you guys too. Lots of love. I'm just going to finish the recording and we can all have a chat.